Yeah, maybe for.
Okay, I've started recording right.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, is the environment a university, or is the environment we are talking about a preschool, or is the environment we are talking about a JHS, or is the environment an HHS? Now, why is me knowing this piece of information important? Because the information I will collect in a university is different from the information I'll collect for a preschool, and it's different for the information I'll collect from a JHS. For example, in a university, the person who is coming to the university is seen as the individual body. So here, I don't need parent information, to be honest with you. I don't require it. I'd rather take guardian information, but I would not take parent information because the onus is on you. That is why they don't collect the school fees from your parents. Of course, you go and collect it from your parents, but who is supposed to pay? You. If you don't pay, you are the one being sacked. That is why whenever there is an information from the school about payment, they don't send it to your parents, they send it to you. Because the contract between you and the school is between the two of you. If I am in a preschool, the child cannot speak for himself. So I deal with the parent, but I'll keep information about the child. Do I, in all of these things, do I go and keep information on the weather patterns in Ghana? I don't go and keep information on the weather patterns in Ghana. Why? Because the weather patterns in Ghana has nothing to do with the preschool. But if I was building an application for a farm, I would keep the weather patterns of Ghana because the weather would determine how my crop will be yielded. That means that in this definition here, the organizational needs must be met. That means that the data you are collecting here must be logical to the organization. So if the information is not collected to the organization, there is no need for it. Now, let's do some kind of pattern recognition here. If I take the university, just the university, let's see what I can do with this. I can say the following. Number one, students will come to my university. The students would have to take a particular course. The course would be taught by a particular lecturer. The lecturer will belong to a particular department. Their department will report to a particular faculty who is managed by the administration of the school. So what is the relationship we are talking about over here? How are they related together? Because the student will take a course who is taught by the lecturer. So if I ask you, what is the relationship between the lecturer and the student? The lecturer teaches the student via a particular one. So when we say you are collecting data, you say a database is a collection of data. The data must be logical, and at the same time, they must be related together. In a modern day sense, the relationship is what we are looking for. In a modern day database, if there is no relationship, it's not a database. So a database can further be defined. By the way, before I move on, are there any questions? We all good?
Yes, sir, we good, sir.
Okay. So a database can further be defined as the following. It is a collection of interrelated data stored together without harmful or unnecessary redundancy. Or we can say that a database serves multiple applications in which each user has its own point of view of the data. Now, this data is protected from unauthorized access by security mechanisms, and concurrent access to data is provided with recovery mechanisms.
Please, sir, the line is breaking.
Is it okay now? Is the line okay now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's take it from the top again. So, information needs of an organization database can further be defined as it is a collection of interrelated data stored together without harmful or unnecessary redundancy. So we can define a database to an organization as this. Or we can say to an organization that it serves multiple applications in which each user has his own view of data. This data is protected from unauthorized access by a security mechanism, and concurrent access to the data is provided with recovery mechanism. That is, in a particular system like this, we have data, we would build an interface to access the data, and then we will prevent any user from having direct access to the data because of the interface we have developed. And we would make sure that access to that data access to the data can be done by all the users at the same time. That means that no user will have any old data or back data, or the data will not be, or the data would not have integrity in terms of it being relevant at that point in time. We can also define a database as it stores data independent of the programs and changes in the data storage structure or access strategy. Do not require changes in accessing the program or query. Now, this semester, we'll be diving into these definitions. We'll be seeing how we as a group would use these definitions to develop applications for ourselves. Remember the wording of our first definition, which says that it is a collection of logical related data, and we'll be using that a lot in what we'll be doing. So keep that in mind. Keep this definition in mind, because everything we will do would be dependent on this piece of information. Please, can I go on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Victor. I can hear you. Do you have a question?
Oh, sorry, I wanted to drop in some. Please, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Oh yeah, it's not a question, but it's something that I want to be clear of. The database course that you are doing this semester. What I want to know.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I didn't hear the question you were asking, so I think you have to ask it again. Okay. Yeah,
Hello, sir.
I think yeah. I didn't hear the question you were asking. You have to ask it again.
It's about the course, the database system that you are doing this semester. What I want to be clear of is how is this course related to our modern society?
How is this course related to our modern society? Is that your question?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, very, very interesting question. Okay. All right, no problem. Do you use Facebook? Victor,
Sir,
do you use Facebook?
please, I can't hear you.
Do you use Facebook?
No, please, I don't use Facebook.
You use Instagram?
No, please, I don't use Instagram.
So what do you use? You are not on social media.
The only social media is WhatsApp.
Hey, now Victor, obey that again. No problem. Yeah, it's fair not to change. I'm brought it. I said, no, Peggy. You might say.
But I mean, sir, you don't
Oh,
use
yeah. Make Kasabi. Make Kasabi. Why?
Yeah, face to face.
Oh, yeah. Why? Back come, but we are seeing now, open face to face. A branch upgrade. Anyway, now let's see if we can answer Victor's question on why databases are needed in the modern day sense of the word. Each individual in this class here has a piece of information they leave each and every single morning they wake up. Every morning you wake up, every single thing you do, there's a piece of information for you. For example, let me pause the recording for a few seconds. So I'm resuming the recording. So for example, few students in which we have in the school right now, I can determine and know how many females to males we have. If I was smart, I would know the females, what made them come to the school. Because in IT, there are very few females. So if I know what made the females come, when I'm advertising to other females, I can know what to bring them and show them for them to come. I can know the performance of the females. I can know the performance of the males. If I was to take your grade, for example, each and every single one of your grade, I can tell you why you are failing and what you like and what you don't like. Because one piece of information is nothing. A related group of information, I can control everyone. So the idea is this: software is stupid. No one cares about the software anymore. Because the software is a means to an end, it's a means to the data. There is a reason why they want everybody to use the Ghana card, for example. And all the politics aside, it is one of the best things Ghana has done in a very long time. But it is not working like how it should be working. Because if you all had one card, it means that technically the government has now uniquely identified you. They can know how much money you are making. Hence, they can know if you are paying tax or not. If you go and buy a land, they know you have bought a land because you use that one to register for the land. Hence, if there are people doing corrupt things with land and all of those issues, they can determine and know who is doing all of those corrupt things. Hi guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Good. They can determine and know who is being corrupt, when they are being corrupt, how they move the money, when they move the money, everything. So in the modern sense of the world we live in, everything is data and the data is being mined. And the honest truth is you can't have a software without a database. It's impossible. And the thing most of you have not yet realized is that it is the database structure that will tell you how the software should be designed and managed. Because the end goal is for you to collect information and put it into the database. So how you collect the information is determined by how the data is stored. So the question is not how does this course fit into the modern day world? The more question is, if you don't know this course, you are not in the modern day world. Period. I hope I've answered your question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry about that. The internet was going on and off because I had light off. So I had to switch to my phone view for us, my phone internet for us to continue the class. So let's continue. Don't worry, today's first day will not be long. First day, yeah, you are never long. No. The next things we are supposed to recover today or leave here with today, apart from what is a database, is what are we going to do for the duration of the course? So what are the things we are going to learn? And what are the things in which we are going to try and master whilst we are doing this course? So let me just put on the course outline and then we can discuss it together and then we can bring our class to an end. So what are we going to do in this course? We are going to start with, we've done all of these things already. So we are going to learn what is a database, learn what is data, what is information, what is knowledge, why do we need a database and an organization, and do what is an online transaction portal and what is an offline transaction portal. What are they and why do we need them? Then we'll move straight to the characteristics of a database. Who is an actor? Who is a worker? All of those things, the jobs you can do, who does what when it comes to a database and all of those things. Then we will start to design the database by learning what is data, models, what is a schema, and what is an instance of the data model. Then we'll learn about different architectures and database programming languages. So yes, we'll be learning a programming language in this course called SQL. And then after that, we will come and look at high-level design using ER models. So we'll use and design ER models. And it is during the ER model in which the website link I send you would be very, very much used, because at this point in time in our course, we'll be having multiple assignments and multiple presentations from you in terms of you designing systems for me with the database and telling me how it will work with the relationships that come from that. Then from there, we are going to look at constraints, how external factors affect the database, and how you can take the real world external factor and then bring it into the database module. From there, we'll learn normalization and why we need to normalize to the third order, because normalization, there are 5 orders. So we will do first order normalization, second order normalization, and third order normalization. Why do we not do 4? Because once we do 4, the database will be too normalized, so the relationships, we cannot get them anymore. So we'll learn up to the third normalization. And then over here, we'll convert the ER model into a relational model. So we'll see how we can convert it and do that. You will do your midsem. Then we'll come and learn the data definition languages, create, alter, constraint, and all of those things. So it means that from this side onwards, after the midsem, everything we'll do would be the coding aspect of our course. We'll be learning the SQL statements, how do we build it, how do we write it, how do we do that, and so on and so forth. So in this course, we'll have a lot to do, a lot to dive into, a lot to sink our teeth into. We will be meeting online for some classes, but since you are weekend and since most of you say you cannot get to campus on time, I'm not annoyed. As I told your classroom, we can do it online, it will be fine. But there are times in which we'll have to meet on campus because the course will demand it, and we would have to be there at those times. We have had the discussion in the beginning. Class is set at a particular time. I will never be late. If I will be late, I'll tell you an hour before so that you will prepare an hour before me. We will start at 5:30. It is not 5:30, then someone will come and say, I'm now going to call them. You are a grown-up. Be there on time. No one is begging you to come to school. And if by this time in your life, you do not know that coming to school is important for you, then we have a problem. So come on time. That's number 1. Number 2, respect. I will respect you. You will respect me because we are adults and we'll just come here and learn, close, better ourselves in programming, and go home. That's all we are here for. Are there any questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Now, my preference is Takrady.
Okay.
Sir, I'll be very happy to be notified earlier, should in case you'll be having face-to-face, so that I can prepare much for Takrady, for Accra.
All right, we will do that.
Thank you, sir.
Are there any other questions?
So I think
Yeah,
there's no question.
And one last thing, you guys have to separate yourself from the morning students in terms of the WhatsApp group. So is your class rep here?
Yes, sir.
So separate, create a group for you alone, and all of you should go off theirs and then create yours. Do you understand?
Okay, sir. And please, should I add you to the group?
Yeah. So add me to that group so it's separate, so that when I post something, I know it is for you and you alone. And when I post something for them, I know it's for them and them alone. It shouldn't be any cross mixing or anything like that.
Okay, sir. Sure.
All right. So try and do that today. So next week we'll continue from here. Data, information, and then knowledge. We'll continue from here, and then we'll end here. When do you use database management systems? We'll do all of that. So I'll see you next week.
Okay. Thank you, sir.